G'day everyone, I'm Pete Techman Coman. He's Mark the Bearded Tech Skehan. We are the Tech Effect live from InfoComm 2025 on the Avixa TV studio stand. And Mark, we have a very, very, very special guest today.
Very special guest. Oh, very special guest.
Don't talk me up too much.
And I'm going to have a crack at this. Mrs.
Doctor.
Mrs. Doctor? Linda Gedemer.
Thank you. You got it right this year.
Said with the
awesome.
Australian accent.
It's great to have you on the show, Linda.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
And we got you back because, first of all, Dave Labuscus wasn't available. So you're our second... No, but... Just kidding, just kidding.
Thanks a lot, Pete. I feel welcome.
So, Mark, day three, end of day three, basically, right?
End
the
of
show
day
is
three.
almost over. The end is near.
Yeah, and today feels like, what do they call it at Huddley? Vendor Appreciation Day.
That's right.
Yeah, all the vendors wander around and actually get to see the show.
That's it.
We've been fortunate enough to probably see more than we would normally get to see.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of walking.
Yes, it's been a hectic day. It's been a hectic 3 days, and not a lot of sleep in between, but it's been a great time.
It has. It has. And today, all week we've spoken about products that we like, products we've seen, products that we would recommend people seeing out on the floor. Today,
well, we did go and see one of your actually favourites is the Leon.
Oh yeah,
stand.
Leon.
Yeah.
Have you worked with Leon at all? Leon?
No, not yet.
Okay. Yeah. So
Pete's best to explain this.
Oh,
he loves it.
So Leon make one. They make speakers. They make really nice speakers. But two, they make these what they call media edge frames. So they'll have a display, and then they have a timber surround around the display. And then if you have a particular sound bar that you want to use, they put that in there. It's all customized, and then it's all kind of hidden, and all the cables, boxes, everything kind of disappears. That's a really nice solution. And it's all custom made. So regardless of what product you specify, they'll make the enclosure for you. It's really, really nice.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Good to get a finished out product so that you don't have to worry about the aesthetics.
Well, it just finishes the room. You know what I mean?
Right.
We design these spaces, and we have these big black screens that go on the wall, and you know it doesn't look the best.
Right. And that'll keep the architects happy.
100%.
And it makes up for the integrators who are lazy when they hang TVs on the wall and just sort of push the cables in and all that sort of stuff.
They do that?
Yeah. Never happens.
Never.
Pete, what did you see today?
Well, so we, like you said, we saw Leon.
Yep.
And then where did we go after that?
You had a demo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so long ago. So I went. Have you seen? I was going to say you're an audio guy.
Yes, I'm an audio guy.
K-Array.
Yes.
So I went into the K-Array demo room, right? And I think they blew my eardrums off, right? It was just incredibly powerful speakers that they had.
They have amazing products.
It is.
Amazing.
The one that I was really interested in, I'd be curious to know if you've had anything to do, if you've used them, specified them, whatever. You know, they've got a column line array, the Coman speaker. Have you used those?
No, I haven't spec'd them yet, but I have previewed them. Amazing.
Yeah.
They sound amazing. And we've also done some experimental modeling with them in ease, and the feedback we're getting just in modeling them has been great.
Yeah.
So.
And what they are, for those who haven't seen it, it's a column line array, 4-inch speakers, 3 or 4-inch speakers, I think, something like that. Yeah. And there's, 16 of them or something at least.
They're the ones that are really thin.
Well, not really, really thin. I mean, as I said, it's sort of yay wide, about 4 inches wide, thereabouts. But it's a steerable line array, right? So you can stack them and then steer them like in the space. So once again, it kind of solves problems, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Especially for us, Faith Group, we do a lot of airport work, and of course we're looking at these, huge atrium type double height spaces that are very acoustically challenging because everything's terrazzo floors and
it's all
glass windows. It's
everywhere.
all hard surfaces, and so we are constantly using line array speakers for these double height spaces. And so, but we also have to meet an aesthetic criteria set by the architect, because the airports, there's beautiful spaces, lots of light, but lots of hard surfaces.
Yeah.
But inevitably, I get, we kind of get painted into a corner of, well, we don't want to see the speakers. We want them hidden in the columns.
Yeah.
And so we have to look at these really fine, slimline, easy to hide products.
And K-Array have a lot of those. So
Yes.
they've got this tiny, the Lizard, I think it's called, this tiny. When I saw it on the website, I didn't realize how small it was. Like, it actually fits in the palm of your hand. You're like, how does that even work?
I know.
Really?
I was in a restaurant that used those,
really?
and they had kind of these faux bookshelves set up as your booths, and I kept hearing the music, and I'm looking around for the speaker, looking around, couldn't find it.
Where is it?
They had embedded it in the shelves, in the base of the shelves of the faux bookcases, and it was just like, wow.
And they have the Anaconda speaker as well, which is, have you seen the Anaconda?
No.
So it's kind of like, it looks like a bit of rope or
Yeah, it does.
like cable sock.
Yeah, okay.
It looks like
Yep.
It
cable
looks
sock
like
full of cable.
Looks like an anaconda.
Nice.
That's right.
It looks like an anaconda, like a snake.
You're smarter than the average bear,
You
Linda.
just catching on to that now?
I get it.
Smarter than the
Now
average
I
bear.
get it. Now I get it. Now, Linda, I know you mentioned to us before we came on air, you said that, as consultants are always very busy working, right?
Yeah.
What have you seen on the fly? I know when you come to the show, I know quite often you're looking for specific products, right? Because you're working on a project and you're like, okay, I want to see this, and this, because I need to make a decision on what I'm going to specify for the project I'm working on. So, what have you seen, and what were you looking for?
I was looking at a lot of LED, shopping for 1.8 pixel pitch, usually around.
Why 1.8? Was 1.8 specifically, or?
Yeah, 1.8 specifically. Well, there's one project that I'm working on, large airport project that I'm working on, that if you can picture, instead of having the individual small flight information displays, they have this open concourse with 6 gates, and they want a 350 foot. Yep, and that will serve to give flight information so people can sit in a restaurant across the way and see if their flight is boarding, as opposed to what they call gate crashing.
Yes.
Where everybody crowds around the gate. So I was looking at 1.8 specifically because they're looking at shooting video 4K video, and so I really need a product that can showcase that really well.
Right.
And also, the display, people are going to be walking underneath it. So, I talked to a lot of manufacturers. They're really great for giving you input for specific projects. And we went with a 1.8 as opposed to a 2.5. Daktronics has a lot of some beautiful products there. And of course, the one I tried not to fall in love with was the Sony Crystal.
Oh, right.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we had to look at that today.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out a way how to unbolt it from the wall so I could take it home with me. But that is a spectacular display. It's the one I saw was 0.9. I think it was 1.2.
On the Sony one?
Yeah. So it's a smaller pixel pitch than I need for this project, but it is just a gorgeous display.
It is.
Just outstanding.
And they have, because we were on the Sony stand today looking at the different LED and amongst other things, and they also have a version that is less reflective. Like the one that they had on display, the big one was the smooth, shiny kind of coat, right? Which is maybe not ideal for an airport, for reflection, but they do have other coating methods.
Right, because you have to think about that. What we're seeing a lot now is that the information displays and the flight displays that you typically see, the kiosks that you see around the airports that has all the flight data on it, arrivals and departure. Right now, in the airport world, they're moving away from using individual displays, like 55 or 65-inch displays.
In portrait mode.
And they're looking at making those LED.
Yes.
Wow.
So we're looking at 1.2 pixel pitch LEDs to replace that bank of 65-inch monitors, because it allows us to array the information in, much more creative ways than just having rows. Like, this row of material fits on this one and this one. We can just move flight information around, incorporate wayfinding, advertising. So you're going to see LEDs. Again, I'm kind of fixated on airports because that's where I'm working right now. But we're going to see a lot of LEDs move into and take over airports in every aspect.
I'm pretty sure at MCO, so at Orlando Airport, Delta, I'm pretty sure it's that airport. Delta have got LED behind all the check-in count, continuous LED.
Yeah.
And you walk in, you go, that's
gorgeous.
really cool.
Yeah, and I'm working on another project in Texas where they're going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
They're going to have this continuous ribbon behind the ticketing counter. So it's great to see airports move away from traditional displays and go with LEDs. And then what we're doing is putting a CMS system behind it that gives you that flexibility to bring in, you can hire an artist to shoot beautiful 8K video flying over the Grand Canyon, for instance, and you can put that.
You can go into all sorts of
stuff.
I mean, the obvious one is obviously your arrivals and departures, but then you might have a sort of 1500 mil 4 foot for those playing along in America. Either end where you go, oh look, gates. The non-creative was the gates 24 to 48 that way, and whatnot. But then you put in menus like restaurants and
weather reports, traffic reports, all sorts of useful information for travelers. So
I'm pretty sure at Sydney Airport, the domestic airport, where the Qantas terminal, they've got a big, huge LED above, like the security there. It looks awesome. They have the weather on there as well. Yeah. But for the flight information, the thing that annoys me, and I've been caught out a couple of times, I'll admit it, I've walked in with my sunglasses on, my polarized sunglasses on. I've walked in, and they're in portrait mode, right? And I've walked in, and I'm looking up at I'm looking at the screen, and it's black. I'm like, wow, all these screens are out. Everywhere I look, the screens are out. What the hell? But there were still people looking at the screens. Like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? And then I'm like, and I took my glasses off. And I'm like, oh my god, because of the polarization.
Yeah.
Right.
They put it in portrait mode, and then suddenly, if you got polarized glasses, they're black. You can't see anything. Yeah. So the LED solves that problem.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yes.
So, but along with looking at LEDs for airports, I was also interested in ADA, assistive listening systems.
Oh, yes.
And so I stopped by Betir. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Betir.
Yeah. And they have a Auracast, which we see Williams and Listen also incorporating the Auracast. But what I really liked about the Betir product was the level of security. They could actually create a secure transmission, so that if you have like a mission, let's say that you have a mission critical room and you don't want anybody listening in, they can actually secure that. And then the other thing they had, which is great for classrooms, is speech to text. Where let's say that you're a student and you're listening to the lecturer and you're using the system, the student can actually concentrate on the lecturer, and through their phone and the system, it will literally convert that speech to text in near real time, so it takes notes for them.
Yeah.
So can you imagine that you're, for me as a perpetual student, always having to write and look at the professor and try and do two things at one time? I wish I had that in college, because I probably wouldn't have screwed up my notes so many times. So that's a really nice feature.
How good is
I don't think it held you back, Doctor.
How good is Auracast technology? I think it's.
But this was the thing.
I think it's great.
So Betir were doing a presentation on Tuesday at the AI track that I was hosting for Avixa.
Yeah.
And the one question, it ran over time, so I couldn't ask the question. But what I wanted to know is that, look, it sounds like the quality is far better than. Anything's really better than IR, but the one advantage with IR is that obviously it's contained to the room, right? It doesn't go through walls, things like that. What I was wondering, with the Auracast, can it, even like an inductive loop can leak outside walls, right? And across rooms.
Right.
How do you stop that happening? Have you looked into that?
Well, I think that was one of the issues that Betir was solving with this
With the security, right?
Yep,
okay.
with the security is that very thing, so that again, if you have like a CEO who's giving a presentation in a high-level boardroom, and he's talking about financials or trade secrets, it's to use that secure system is
Yeah.
handy, because then you can't have somebody casually walking by tapped into the system,
Yeah.
listening in on corporate critical
100%.
data.
Yeah.
So things like that, or if you work on military
So
projects.
it's probably, it sounds like it may be encrypted between
Yeah.
the transmitter and the
So
receiver.
I asked that very question.
Oh, really? There you go.
I went to Williams AV, I think they're called now, and had a look at their Oracast system. And we were talking about inductive loops and security and all that sort of stuff. So it actually was really, really easy. What they're going to do is put a ping number on the screen in the room.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
when
it?
you open up the stream in your app, choose that, put your PIN number in,
Yep.
job's done.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's actually quite simple for that. Well, that one was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Similar with that similar.
so many applications of it. I mean, it's going
Yeah.
to make a massive difference in airports.
Oh yes. I mean, we're still putting in inductive loop systems because so many people with hearing aids are still have the T-coil
The
hearing.
T-coil? Is that
Yeah.
still a
Thank
thing?
you.
It's still being done, but
Really?
what I'm starting to
Thank
see.
you. Not
No,
thank you.
I just didn't. I
Yeah, I
didn't
know.
think that they were all the newer hearing aids. I didn't think they supported T-coil. They were going over to Bluetooth and.
They
other
are.
technology.
We're seeing more and more of the hearing aid manufacturers going over to Oracast.
Right.
So
Yeah.
for me, designing these types of systems, it was kind of a little kind of nerve-wracking period, because here I see this wonderful technology. And everybody's like, then there was the naysayers that are like, this is never going to get fully
Yeah.
rolled out for like another 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, that can't possibly be. But one of the factions that has to drive this is a hearing aid manufacturer.
Yes.
So
Yeah, sure.
I'm hopeful now that I see more and more of the hearing aid manufacturers coming out with
Supporting
those.
it.
Because you can imagine that how many people could benefit from using Oracast.
Yeah.
You know, because if I'm in an airport, I can't put a inductive loop around every single space in
No.
in an airport.
It's just not practical.
But there's going to be people that just want to wear their Bluetooth headphones and hear what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, I don't wear a hearing aid, but I have a slight hearing deficit in my left ear, which is ironic for an acoustician. Don't make jokes, Pete.
I'm not saying anything.
So it would be great for me to be able to just use my headphones, be able to tap into what's going on without.
We could get to the point where airports are silent. Like silent discos and all that
That's
sort of
right,
stuff.
yeah.
Like it's like everyone's walking around with headsets on.
I mean, that's not too crazy if you think about it, because airports are now branding themselves more and more. So you go through Orlando Airport, it's Annie the astronaut,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So why
That's
wouldn't
right.
an airport through Oracast maybe have a type of audio branding, just like they have visual branding? Why not?
Yeah.
So.
A radio station.
That's
I mean,
it.
it's got to be
Come
better.
down to-
It's got to be better than the Delta terminal that plays their music
Oh, yeah.
24/7 in the terminal. It's like,
Yeah.
really? I love Delta. Sorry, I play Delta, but yes, they do play too much background music in
They
their
do.
terminals sometimes.
And Mark, you went onto the Crestron stand. You caught up with Joel.
Joel,
Malpeter.
thank you. Gets me every time. Yeah, I did. We had a look at the NVX. So I do a lot of pub and club work back home in Australia.
Is that what you call it
Australia?
when you're there?
Down under.
You call it work when you're there, is it?
Make myself look busy. So they've got the new NVX 384.
384, yeah.
Yeah, which has been released already end of last year, but there's a new firmware upgrade obviously coming for multi-view, which is
okay. That's
considerable. We're seeing lots and lots like more demand for multi-view in like heaps of different layouts.
Yeah.
Crestron, I don't know where they got their number from, but it was 19, right?
What do you mean 19?
19
Windows?
different layouts.
Oh,
they have
layouts,
three.
okay.
So there's no.
20 would be too many.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't ask me. Anyway, so they're doing all this without the use of a processor, right? So they're just using NVX endpoints, picking up the stream from the encoders, and you set up the 384 at the other end, at the decode end, choose your layout, call it from your Crestron control panel, and hey presto, you've got all these different multi-views going on. You could put it anywhere really in any situation. So
Cool.
you might need it in an airport.
Everything airports. So did you guys get over to the Netgear AV?
We walked past it 1,000 times.
Netgear.
Netgear, yeah.
No, Netgear AV. They had a little Netgear AV had a specific booth.
So it's not Netgear as not the same company.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
We walked past it a number of times. I saw Laurent over there.
Yeah.
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 We didn't go on the stand. We walked past it.
Yeah, with all their AV specific, routers and switchers. So.
It really seems like they're gaining a lot of traction. Like, because there was obviously years ago there was all that resistance to Netgear switches because they started off as the $40 hub kind of thing that you get off from Amazon. Yeah, that's right. And it was like, that is not corporate, so that's not going anywhere near my network, right?
Yeah.
And then, but now, like, they're really stepped up, and it is really the go-to switch when it comes to AV solutions when we're trying to push, especially audio around the place.
Yeah. Right, and video.
Yeah. Well, it's of course.
Given.
Yeah, but
Still fighting old habits, old demons, though.
Yeah.
Like Netgear name in corporate spaces.
But that's what I'm saying. I really see that being eroded, that kind of legacy name, because once again, you could buy a Cisco switch, but you try going onto the Cisco website and okay, I need this and I need that and I need that, and the next thing you know, they're $10,000 switches,
right?
And you're like, what am I getting out of this switch compared to buying the Netgear switch that does everything that I need?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And when I worked a lot in the corporate world in my past job, you would have the in-house IT people that are like Cisco all day, every day, and I'm like, do you realize how expensive that's going to make your AV system by implementing those across the board? But I'm just so happy to see Netgear really stepping into the AV space.
They've really owned it, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
But they've stuck with it. That's the thing, right? There was a lot of resistance, and now they're stuck with it. And now I think they're really coming out the other side and being supported and accepted.
I think they did a lot of education too.
They do, yeah.
Oh yeah, they have their whole training. I don't know the address of the training site, but they have a whole training site that you can tune in and learn about setting up their systems.
Yes.
So I mean, they're really trying to get people on board. And again, like you said, I think they really deserve to be in this position that they are now, where they're starting to dominate that part of the industry.
Yeah.
So
it's all we use. It's all we use.
Yeah.
Just because you go there, job's done once.
Yep.
It's great.
So Mark, I know obviously you were focused on LED, but we got to go onto the Hudley stand today.
We did.
Yeah, Hudley, and they got have you seen their new camera?
No, I haven't.
It's funny, they call it a sound bar, but it's kind of like it looks like just a speaker, really. It's like a center speaker, and it's got their camera, because they've always been known for their camera technology. It's got the camera built in, 2 speakers either side, and 16 beamforming microphones built into it.
And 20 on total. I think it was 4.
There's 4 for, I think,
Hearing.
positioning, like who's talking and so on. So that was really cool, and then they've got like covers
So they did go to 20.
No,
instead of 19.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't go to 19.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really cool solution. It's going to tie into their Hudley Crew solution, which is the multi-camera, and they'll be able to do up to 5 cameras, but do it automatically through their own system. Like, so you're not needing something else, a box behind the scene, to be able to drive the camera switching. It'll do it all.
So how's the form factor? I didn't get a chance to see it. How's the form factor?
Yeah, so
on
it's sort of like probably a foot wide and probably 4 inches by 4 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, so as
very
you said,
compact.
When you think of a video bar, you kind of think of like a elongated bar. It's not like that. It's like a small center speaker.
That's amazing.
That's what it looks
nice.
like.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it mounts flush.
Well, it mounts, like there's a bracket you mount it on, or you could actually just put it on a credenza. Yeah.
Sweet.
It looked really cool.
And they've done a great deal with Heckler, who are creating faceplates for the front of it, so you can get different...
Just a magnet.
Magnetic faceplate in any shape or form. I think they're only doing 3 or 4 colours at the moment, but they'll probably expand it.
But it can be customised as well, so you can... Because at the moment, like when you look at it, it's just a black box.
Right.
But you can then order, if you wanted a specific finish, colour, whatever you want, they'll do that for you, and you just snap it on.
Again, going back to the the aesthetics. If you're putting these in like a very high-end corporate boardroom,
it's got to look good.
It's got to look like a beautiful piece of furniture.
And this is what I keep saying to the manufacturers. They've got to have, in my opinion, for a product to be successful, it has to have 3 things. It has to be functional, like do what it says it's going to do on the
Has to
box.
work, yes.
Right, has to work. It has to be aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
And it also has to be at the right price point.
Right.
And if you can do all three, because quite often we see 2 of the 3,
Right.
and you're like, it's not cutting it, right?
Right.
You got to meet all 3 for that product to be successful.
Yeah, I totally agree on that.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Did we get a price on that?
He
He said $2,000, didn't he?
Somewhere around there. I don't want to guess. It's not, and it's going to be available later in the year. I think September. I think he said. But it looks kind of cool.
That's right. He said global price estimated to be about $2,000.
Yeah, before tariffs.
Oh gosh.
So
Let's not talk tariffs, okay? But is there a specific room size that they're
small to
gearing
medium that
Small to
they're talking
medium,
about. It's
yeah.
120 degree field of view.
Okay.
And using their standard kind. Well, when I say standard, their AI technology. Remember the first camera they brought out was the IQ.
Yes.
Yeah, the little
Yes,
little
the little guy.
webcam, and you'd move around and it would just pick you up. It would move with you and
Right.
automatically track. So they've kind of keep stepping up the technology, and they were saying that the AI that they're using is the same AI as used in some cars.
Same chipset for self-driving cars.
Self-driving cars. That's
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
So I was like,
impressive.
okay,
But
sounds pretty powerful.
Plenty of headroom to continue rolling out firmware updates and turn this thing into a weapon, basically.
Exactly.
So they're stepping up for when they were just this little tiny cube.
Yeah,
Nice.
they've done a good job. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Nice.
agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
good to see. Hey, Pete.
Yes, Mark.
So we've got some. Actually, you wouldn't even know, Linda. This is hot off the press. We have got some very exciting things that we've had at this show. It was the inaugural.
Drum roll?
Wait for a minute.
Drum.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh no.
The inaugural Tech Titan Awards. This is
Oh, my Lord.
the Tech Effect Tech Titan Award.
Okay.
There you go. So for everyone to see.
It's beautiful.
It's solid gold.
It's
Pete,
solid gold.
Did you pose for that?
That's Mark in his younger days. Mark when he had hair.
When I had hair. Yeah. So
You guys are killing me. Oh my Lord.
how good is that? So we were looking at these awards, and all of these awards that we had, and we were looking for something a little bit different because that's what we do, right? So Pete sends me this.
just
Something
little bit.
quirky, right?
Something a little quirky, I think, were the words.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
Quirky.
Pete sends me this photo. I'm like, yes,
Something special.
That is it. That's the.
I'm looking through these different awards. I'm seeing like the traditional ones. What do you think? And he's like, nah. And as a joke, I sent him that, and he went, "That's perfect." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh no. So we had 11 awards, right? And we've been running around, and it's funny. The reception has been fantastic, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah. People have been genuinely surprised and also happy to be obviously receiving these
I mean,
awards.
who wouldn't be proud
I know.
to display that in their lobby,
Exactly.
right?
It's a
I mean,
talking piece.
You should build a specific case just for it. That's
That's
what I
right.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we have one award left.
No, well, I think before we do that, do you want to run through who won the awards?
Oh, okay.
yeah,
oh, on
please
the
do.
spot. On the spot. Johnny on the spot. Oh man, this is a bad time
Got
for
it?
your phone to go crazy.
Come on. Come on.
Come on, guys.
I've got it. I got it.
All right.
So, best video solution went to Hudley. Best audio solution went to KRA.
But hang on. Hudley for the C1.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
KRA for the Cayman.
Yep. Best camera went to Sony for the A12,
SRG A12, A40.
best display,
Deep black non-glare from Sony.
Nice.
most
Yeah.
valuable player. Oh, hang on.
Oh, that's, yep.
Yep.
Best stand.
Draper. I don't know if you saw the Draper stand.
It was like
No.
a tiki hut beach style.
Oh.
It was
Yeah.
kind of cool.
I need one.
It was a bar. It was actually a
I-
bar. That's where they got it.
yeah,
Yeah, because they had a bar on there.
Yeah.
I want the bar.
So you make stuff.
Best UC platform.
Silica.
Yep.
For sure. I mean,
Best AI. Best AI solution.
one of the partners of Avixa, AI Media.
AI Media.
Yeah, great product.
Best,
Best
yep.
new product.
The Barcode ClickShare Hub
Yeah, well
Ah.
deserved.
Well
Most
deserved.
innovative product.
is the Displace Wireless TV. Best in show.
Heckler.
Right. We have one award left.
We have one award
We
left.
have one
We're
award
getting wrapped
left.
up.
What is the award for?
The award is for the most valuable player. And this can be a person or
company,
A conglomerate.
a thing, could be anything.
Could be anything.
All right.
Could be
So,
anything.
you ready?
Ready.
The award goes to. This is the major award. The most valuable player
I know.
goes to Avixa TV.
And to accept
Well
the
deserved.
award is our good friend, Carrie, or as I like to call her, Corey. Come on, come
Corey,
on, come
Carrie.
on.
Yes, come on up.
This is
There we go.
This is for the whole Avixa TV team. Thank you so much for inviting us every year.
You rock.
Oh, we appreciate it, and we love you guys.
Aw,
You're cute.
thank
a
you.
hoot. A hoot. A hoot. It's okay. Yeah. Yes. There you go. I didn't say it. You did. It's been a week.
Yes.
On that
So,
note,
Well deserved. Well
thank you
deserved.
very much and well deserved.
yep. Let's. And that's all we've got time for.
Yeah.
That's the show. That's
Yeah,
InfoComm.
that's it. We're all going home. We're all going to have a cold beer and relax and maybe get a bit more than 2 hours sleep.
That's
So,
it.
Thanks for having us, Avixa, and we'll see you guys.
Thanks to Linda too for
thanks
coming
to
on the
Linda.
show.
Thanks,
Yes.
Thanks for inviting me again.
Thanks Avixa
Appreciate it.
TV.
And
Thanks Avixa. Thank you everyone. Thank you Mark.
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you Ball Boys.
Thank you, Linesman. All right.
Great.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.